Hi. So how did things go with Ben?
Fine. He'll be here later. What have you got there?
It's a family photo album. I thought it would help if the judge saw pictures of our life together.
Carly, remember what I said about not making this personal?
Right. I just thought...
I want to keep this hearing focused on Jack's medical condition. Ben thinks he can make a strong case for us based on the medical facts alone.
Yeah, but what if the judge takes one look at Jack and says he's fine? If we have pictures and stories and testimony from friends and family...
Carly, I would have the same impulse if I was in your shoes. But the judge is going to make his decision based on the facts. Now, hard as it seems, we have to keep this strictly business.
It's not business. It's my life. The husband I adore no longer remembers me. He doesn't remember our children. He's sleeping with another woman, calling her son his child. When you tell me not to take it personally... Well, you're married. What would you do if you woke up tomorrow morning and Ben suddenly had no memory of you, didn't know who you were at all?
These days, I consider it a blessing.
Jack.
You say I mean everything to you, and this is what you do. What kind of woman are you?
Please try to understand.
As long as I live, I will never understand how you can say you love me and then bring me to court.
I'm doing this for you. For us, for our family.
I told you I'd be there for the kids, didn't I? That I'd honor my responsibilities as far as our daughter's concerned?
Her name is Sage, Jack. You named her. And she has your smile and your laugh. And she needs more from you than responsibility and money. She needs you. Your love, your adoration. She needs to have her daddy back.
He doesn't exist anymore. The guy's dead. And I'm sorry you had to hear it like that, but there it is.
Well, I'm sorry you feel that way.
You can't force me to be a part of your life, Carly. And trying to get me declared mentally unsound is no way to win you as a friend either.
You're my best friend, Jack.
Yeah. For all I know, I've been trying to forget you for years.
You think you've been trying to forget this? Look, here we are at Emma's just a few months ago. Look how happy we were. This is us at my fashion show. We had just figured out how to use the self-timer on your new camera.
Pictures, they don't mean anything to me.
Just because you don't remember these things doesn't mean they don't exist. We were happy, Jack. We loved each other. You were everything to me. I was everything.
You were a lot of things, as it turns out. A real piece of work.
What is that supposed to mean?
Well, you have your show and tell, and I have mine. Great thing about flashing a badge, you get official papers in no time at all.
Well, Jack, what have you got there?
Copies of marriage certificates, divorce papers, birth certificates. Fascinating read. Not as warm as fuzzy as your little photo album there, but the judge will get a real kick out of it, I'm sure. The judge is ready for you now.
Carly. Nothing personal, remember? Now let's go in there and take care of business. I feel good.
Now all we have to do is tell it to the judge. Come on.
Your Honor, no one enjoys calling a loved one's mental competency into question. But as Mr. Snyder's loving wife and the mother of his child, Carly Snyder is in the uncomfortable yet necessary position of looking out for his best interests. So far, Mr. Snyder has made very poor decisions, both medically and personally. Decisions that are ripping apart the very foundation of the Snyder family. Decisions that are jeopardizing his health.
Oh, give me a break.
Mrs. Snyder, I'm going to have to ask you to refrain from interrupting.
Forgive me, Your Honor, but I had excellent medical care. And if you want me to see a doctor, I will do so. But I'm in perfect health, and I did nothing to tear apart this woman's family. And if she's looking for money, I will find a way to pay, and I will spend time with the kids, too. But there's nothing wrong with
Not the Jack Snyder that I know. The way he is talking about me, the way he is talking about our family.
Your Honor, I apologize for my client's outburst.
This whole thing is a farce. The last attempt of a desperate woman to try to hold on to something that she didn't have to begin with. Whatever we had, Carly, it's over. Carly Penny Snyder is the one trying to rip apart a family. Mine. I've got a wife, Judge, who loves me.
I am your wife, Carly. This woman is nothing but a lonely and desperate person who doesn't know when to give up.
Carly, please.
You don't know when to stop, do you? You just don't know when to stop.
No, I don't. Because I took a vow before God and our friends and our family to keep you as my lawful wedded husband until we are parted by death. And I'm telling you right now, I will never break that vow. You are my husband. And I know that I am not perfect, and I made mistakes, but you forgave me. And giving up on us is a mistake I never made, and I do not intend to start now. So I hope you had a real good time playing house with my husband. But game's over, honey. He's mine.
No more unsolicited speeches, please, if you can't manage to control yourself.
We apologize, Your Honor. Carly, sweetheart, it'll be over soon.
He is not your sweetheart. He isn't your anything. He's my husband, and no piece of paper in that file is going to change that.
I guess we'll see about that.
This is our first course of action, Your Honor.
Though Mrs. Snyder is in danger of being excused from these proceedings, I'm inclined to agree.
What was that piece of paper you handed over?
It's a marriage certificate between a Jack Jackson and Julia Larrabee. Your Honor, Mr. Snyder used a fraudulent name and at the time was still legally married to my client.
Duly noted. The marriage between Jack Snyder, a.k.a. Jackson, and Julia Larrabee is not legal. Therefore, officially terminated.
What was that piece of paper you handed over?
It's a marriage certificate between Jack Jackson and Julia Larrabee. Your Honor, Mr. Snyder used a fraudulent name and at the time was still legally married to my client.
Duly noted. The marriage between Jack Snyder, a.k.a. Jackson, and Julia Larrabee is not legal, therefore officially terminated.
I don't care what that paper says. You're still my wife.
Oh, he's furious.
We knew he would be.
Is this ruling just in Illinois? What if he goes to a different state?
He could go to Moscow. It wouldn't change anything. You're his wife in the eyes of the law.
For all the good it does me.
As to the matter of the false identification and the false filing of a marriage license, I'm referring prosecution to the state of Missouri.
Oh, Your Honor, if I may.
Yes, Mrs. Snyder.
That wasn't Jack's fault. As you know, up until a few days ago, we all thought he was dead, and as it turns out, thank God, he's alive. But he's suffering from amnesia. He can't be held responsible for what happened in Missouri. Certain people had taken advantage of him.
That's not true, Mr. Snyder. Please be seated. Your wife is making a valid argument in your defense. I advise you not to undermine your own interests.
Thank you, Your Honor. I hope that it's obvious to you now why my husband needs medical care. He was treated at a very small country hospital, and I'm grateful to them for helping him. But he needs the care of an expert neurologist. I want him to have all the tests that he needs. I want him to have the treatment that he needs so that he can remember his children, his friends, and his family. Please, Your Honor, please let me help him get his life back. Let me take care of him.
That's why we're here, Mrs. Snyder, to determine Detective Snyder's future. Miss Griffin, detective, are we ready to proceed?